welcome to James Leslie's Express Lane, where we get you out as fast as possible, bringing you the review for the first Purge. Couple days late, but just getting around to watching it today. I have to say, I do like the Purge movies, but they make no goddamn sense. Anyway, but we'll skip that for now. The first Purge is only taking place on Staten Island. It's not nationwide yet. The new founding fathers have just taken control. They're a new right-wing group. I was like, oh, vote for us. We're more right-wing than Republicans. And so, like, the movie states, like, the NRA, the KKK, like, all them start sending all their money to them instead. So then they take over. And they're doing their thought experiment, or whatever you want to call it, of the Purge. Where, for one night, for 12 hours, all crime is legal. We know this concept. And we know from the previous movies that it worked. Crime rate plummeted. Unemployment plummeted. Everything good, up. Everything bad, down. Like, we know that the Purge works, because it's been shown in the previous movies that it works. But with the first Purge, again, it's only Staten Island. And it doesn't work. People are having black parties. People are doing drugs, drinking in public, riding around on motorcycles with no helmets. You know, they are breaking the law, but they're not raping and murdering and all that. There is some looting going on here and there, but not widespread. It's just, fuck it, man, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna be naked women and banging each other in public, getting drunk and high and whatever out in public. Since it fails, the new founding fathers then send in mercenaries dressed up as KKK, neo-Nazis, Tea Party, whatever, like, no, right-wingers. And they were televising a thing, and it starts off with, hey, if you stay in Staten Island, we'll pay you $5,000. Well, they're targeting the poor. It's like, so no, $5,000, that's a lot of fucking money. So a lot of them, no, the only reason they're saying is because it's $5,000 fucking dollars. And again, they aren't planning on, raping and murdering. They're gonna join the parties, have a good time, drink in public, fucking public, smoke in public. They're just gonna have a good time. So, I'm gonna get paid $5,000 to join a party. Okay, cool. But again, since it doesn't work, the new founding fathers send in mercenaries dressed as KKK, neo-Nazis, Tea Party, just the people that voted for them. But again, the issue is that it's going to be televised. It's going to be recorded. It's going to be like, look at how well the Purge is working. Because these people are getting their violent tendencies out in one night, they'll be more peaceful for the rest of the year. Which, again, makes no sense. But, in theory, alright, in the movie world, it actually does work. As we saw in the other Purge movies, that it does work. But again, in theory, it didn't work because the people weren't being violent. They're just having a good fucking time. But it doesn't make sense because when they send in the mercenaries as KKK, neo-Nazis, Tea Party, whatever, when you're televising this, it's like, so you're showing that the people of Staten Island aren't going nuts and raping and murdering each other. It's people from the outside coming in and killing them. It's people who vote for the new founding fathers coming and killing them. That not one person who lives in Staten Island is going nuts. There were a couple here and there, but like they were specifically chosen. Like, hey, you're pretty fucked up in the head. All right, we're gonna send you out there. But it makes no sense that people are going, wow, the people of Staten Island. Wait a minute, they're not purging. They're just throwing a huge fucking Staten Island party, having a good time. It's not until the KKK, neo-Nazis, Tea Party show up with their Confederate flags and white hoods and all this other crazy shit going on that people start dying. It makes no sense. And like the movie's message is, I guess, supposed to be that the Purge is bad, that the Purge was wrong. But in the previous movies, we saw that the Purge worked. It's like, what message are you trying to send us? Like, I'm going in thinking that, alright, it's going to be that the Purge is bad. The Purge is wrong. Don't do the Purge. But in the previous movies, we know that it fucking works. Unemployment down, crime rate down, everything good up, everything bad down. Like, we know the Purge worked. So this movie trying to be the first Purge and like, oh yeah, the Purge is bad, but you've shown in the other movies that it fucking worked. And it's like, alright, so you get a bunch of crazy white people going in and killing all these black and Hispanic people. It's like, oh, racism is wrong. It is wrong, but the way the movie does is like, hey, look at that. All these white people came in and killed all the minorities. Hey, look at that. 6 months since the Purge, there's not been a single crime committed in Staten Island. I guess it worked. We're going to make it nationwide in 6 months. That's right, people. 6 months from now, we're going to do the second purge. It's going to be nationwide. It's like, so what fucking message are you sending? Alright, the purge is bad. Racism is bad. But running up and killing all the minorities in Staten Island meant there's no more crime left in Staten Island. Like, wait, what? What fucking message are you trying to send? Gah. If you forget about the previous movies, if you don't look too deep into the political, radical messages and all that, it's just your general film. It's a movie. There's nothing memorable about it. There's nothing groundbreaking. It's just, alright, kill brain cells for an hour and 45 minutes. But when you remember, wait a minute, the previous Purge movies proved that the Purge worked. That this actually fucking worked. No matter how fucking crazy it sounds, it actually worked. And the message of, oh, the Purge is bad, racism is bad. But then the exact same movie series, hey, guess what? We rounded up all the minorities in Staten Island and killed them all, and look at that, there's been no crime. So now we're going to go from just Staten Island to nationwide next year. Or 6 months later, because it makes no fucking sense. But during the end credits, there's an advertising moment for a 10-episode TV series, I think, on USA. So yeah, apparently there's going to be 10 episodes of a TV show called The Purge, airing on USA when I don't remember, but I don't think I'd watch it because it doesn't make sense. Like, what message are you trying to send? Purge is bad. Racism is bad. Wait a minute, but we've already said that the Purge works, and that running up and exterminating all minorities from Staten Island meant there's no more crime. It's like, these don't, like, it doesn't fucking work. Like, have you never heard of serial killers? Like, 99% of all serial killers are white. Have you never heard of crystal meth? Like, 90% of all crystal meth dealers. This movie's message is, it's haywire. Like, the messages don't work. Huh, I think my camera just froze. If you really need to see this movie, go ahead and see it, but try to turn your brain off, because if you pay attention to the fact that, wait a minute, previous films show the Purge work. Oh, look at that. 6 months later, there's not been a single crime committed after the new founding fathers sent in mercenaries and killed all the minorities in Staten Island. Like, the messages don't mesh together. They don't work. This is the worst of the Purges. Just because it's trying to send a message that counteracts the other movies. This movie is counterproductive to all the other movies. It's the exact opposite of all the other movies. The message just doesn't work. It just doesn't mesh. So yeah, unless you really, really love this series and you have to go see it, like you will die if you don't see it, then wait for it to come out on Fire Stick or Amazon or Hulu or Netflix. Just don't pay good money to see it. It's just not worth taking the time, energy, spending the money on a ticket, popcorn, soda, whatever. It's just not worth it. You still have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Incredibles 2, Fallen Kingdom. Like, you have other movies to go watch. Watch those instead. This movie is not worth watching in the theater anyways, unless you're a very big fan, because it's just annoying that the message is just... Like, if this was the first Purge, it would probably work. Except for the whole, oh yeah, 6 months later, there's not been a single crime committed. But alright, so just take that part out. Just have, this be the first Purge. And then have the other movies come out later. Then maybe you could shit on those movies. But like, wait a minute, in the first one, the Purge didn't work. People weren't violent. People were just having a great fucking time, having a huge party, and banging each other, and smoking and drinking in public. And, like, they were breaking the law, they just weren't raping and murdering everyone. Like the new founding fathers wanted. Because this is all, overpopulation. The reason we have such high unemployment is because we're overpopulated. We do the Purge, everyone kills each other. Yay! And, like, the first two Purges was pretty much 99% versus the 1%. Where the 1% like, well, we're just going to go to our cottage in France. Well, we're just going to spend $1 billion to make a fortress so we don't have to worry about anyone killing us. So it's just the bottom 99% people killing each other. This one was supposed to be like white versus black, well, the new founding fathers versus the poor residents of Staten Island. But they fucked up the message that they're trying to portray because we know that the fucking Purge works. You can't be, oh, the Purge is evil, the Purge is bad, don't do the Purge. Oh, hey, guys, we just spent like 5 hours from the other two movies saying that the Purge works and is amazing, and it saved the country. It just doesn't. Of course, the Purge itself wouldn't work. It might work in cities, where then you'd have, gangs killing each other, but there'd be a lot of people just hunkering down in the homes. Guns, knives, bats, whatever, weapons ready, just hiding out, waiting for the Purge to end. So yes, you would get some violence and some looting, but I'd see a lot more parties going on, like, yeah, fuck the police, I'm gonna do coke for the first time, snort, or, drinking, banging, like, doing stuff like that. Because think about it, America. We have a fuck ton of Christians, Catholics, Jews, Muslims, like, religious people where, what's the number one sin? Murder. It's like, so even if murder was legalized, yeah, still gotta worry about the sin. Like, the movie even stated that the Pope came out against it, so every single Catholic couldn't participate because, well, those are still sins. Legally, it might be allowed because there's no laws being applied right now, but sin-wise, those still apply. So you just discount like 90%, if not more, of the population because, well, that's still a sin. I don't want to go to hell when I die because that's still a sin. So I can't go raping and murdering and pillaging and all that because it's still a sin and I don't want to go to hell when I die. It just wouldn't fucking work. I mean, don't get me wrong, you have some, the yahoos loading up their pickup trucks and, going around shooting people just because, yeehaw, I got my penis replacement, it's finally legal to use it. And you have the gangs, killing each other for territory. Or could you imagine, like, alright guys, we've been stocking up on bricks of cocaine. Right now it's illegal. 4 more hours from now, we'll be able to move it from here to there. It's an 8-hour drive. The Purge is 12 hours. So we'll have 4 hours to spare to unload it and put it in the safe area away from the feds that are sniffing at us right now. But you would get that. You would not get the, alright, 380 million people just started rioting, raping, murdering each other. Like, that just wouldn't happen. You'd have the block parties going on like you had in this movie before the mercenaries showed up. Like, that's what you would have. You wouldn't have this mass rioting, raping, murdering. It just wouldn't happen. God, this movie pissed me off more than it probably should have. Anyways, have you seen it? Did you like the other Purge movies? Oh, one note, there's an Easter egg. Same company that's doing this is doing the new Halloween movie that comes out on October 19th. There's a Halloween poster in one of the people's rooms. Like, wait a minute, the movie's not out yet. But this movie takes place in the future, so. Anyways, again, have you seen this one yet, or did you like the others? What do you guys think? As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.